Have you ever heard of a scheme where you could potentially make a fortune just by inviting others to join? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it probably is. The Ponzi pyramid scheme, also known as a pyramid scheme, is a fraudulent investment scheme that has been around for decades. It promises large returns for recruiting others to join the scheme, rather than from actual investment profits. The scheme eventually collapses when new recruits run out, leaving those at the bottom with nothing but losses. In this documentary, we will delve deeper into the workings of the Ponzi pyramid scheme, how it operates, how to spot one, and the consequences of getting involved in one. So, stay tuned to learn more about this dangerous and illegal financial scam. Pyramid schemes are structured like a pyramid, with a small number of people at the top who recruit others beneath them, who in turn recruit others further down the line. Each new layer of recruits is expected to pay money up the chain, with the promise that they will eventually make a profit by recruiting new members of their own. The people at the top of the pyramid, who are typically the scheme's originators, stand to make the most money, while those at the bottom are often left with nothing. Pyramid schemes rely on the recruitment of new members in order to generate profits for earlier investors. The people at the top of the pyramid recruit others, who are then required to pay a fee or make an investment in order to join. The new members are then expected to recruit others of their own, who pay a fee that is passed up the chain to the earlier investors. In theory, everyone who joins the scheme has the potential to make money by recruiting new members, but in practice, only those at the top of the pyramid are able to make significant profits. Question arises why pyramid schemes are illegal. Pyramid schemes are illegal because they are a form of financial fraud that relies on the recruitment of new members rather than the sale of a legitimate product or service. They are designed to enrich the people at the top of the pyramid at the expense of everyone else, and they inevitably collapse once it becomes impossible to recruit enough new members to keep the scheme going. Pyramid schemes are a classic example of a get-rich-quick scheme that is too good to be true, and they have been responsible for countless financial losses and ruined lives over the years. Let's take a look on some real-life examples. First, we have the famous OneCoin. OneCoin was a notorious pyramid scheme that was founded in Bulgaria in 2014. It was promoted as a cryptocurrency that would rival Bitcoin and promised enormous returns to investors who bought its tokens. However, the company was exposed as a fraudulent enterprise by authorities around the world, and its founders were indicted on charges of money laundering and fraud. In 2021, one of the co-founders was sentenced to 90 years in prison by a US court. Next, we have Telex. Telex was a multi-level marketing company that operated in Brazil and the United States from 2012 to 2014. It claimed to provide voice-over internet protocol services, but in reality, it was a classic pyramid scheme that relied on new investors to pay returns to earlier investors. The company collapsed in 2014 after it was exposed as a Ponzi scheme, and its founders were arrested and charged with fraud and money laundering. And maybe some you don't think of when you heard about a pyramid scheme, Herbalife. Herbalife is a well-known multi-level marketing company that sells nutritional supplements and weight loss products. It has been accused of operating as a pyramid scheme and has faced numerous legal challenges from regulators and consumer groups around the world. In 2016, the company agreed to pay a $200 million settlement to the US Federal Trade Commission to resolve charges that it deceived its distributors about their potential. Pyramid schemes are a fraudulent business model that relies on the recruitment of new members to generate income, rather than the sale of products or services. Unfortunately, many people fall victim to these schemes, often lured in by the promise of easy money and quick returns. To avoid being scammed, it's important to know the warning signs of pyramid schemes. Let's start with the first warning, which is high returns with little effort. One of the biggest red flags of a pyramid scheme is the promise of high returns with little effort. If a company is telling you that you can make a lot of money quickly without having to work hard, it's likely too good to be true. Legitimate businesses require effort and hard work to generate income, and any company claiming otherwise should be viewed with suspicion. Another warning sign of a pyramid scheme is a lack of emphasis on the product or service being sold. In a legitimate business, the focus should be on selling a product or service that provides value to customers. If a company is more interested in recruiting new members than in selling a product, it's likely a pyramid scheme. The third warning is also very likely to come with the scheme. Pyramid schemes rely on the recruitment of new members to generate income, so it's not surprising that a focus on recruiting is another red flag. If a company is pressuring you to recruit new members, rather than focusing on selling products or services, it's likely a pyramid scheme. Remember, legitimate businesses prioritize customer satisfaction and product quality over recruitment. The fourth warning is the complicated compensation structure. Pyramid schemes often have complicated compensation structures that are difficult to understand. If a company can't clearly explain how you'll be making money, or if the compensation structure is overly complex, it's likely a pyramid scheme. Legitimate businesses should have straightforward compensation structures that are easy to understand. Last but not least, pressure to invest money. If a company is pressuring you to invest money up front or to buy a large inventory of products before you can start selling, it's likely a pyramid scheme. Legitimate businesses should never pressure you to invest more money than you're comfortable with, and they shouldn't require you to purchase large amounts of inventory before you can start making sales. Pyramid schemes are a type of fraud that can have devastating consequences for those who participate. Victims of pyramid schemes can lose their life savings, face financial ruin, and even legal consequences for their involvement in an illegal scheme. Let's explore the negative impact that pyramid schemes can have on victims. One of the most significant impacts of pyramid schemes is the financial loss suffered by victims. Participants in a pyramid scheme are often required to invest a large amount of money up front, with the promise of high returns. However, the returns are often non-existent or minimal, leaving victims with a significant financial loss. In many cases, victims are left with debt and financial ruin, with little hope of recovering their losses. In addition to financial loss, victims of pyramid schemes can also experience emotional distress. The realization that they have been scammed and lost their money can be incredibly stressful, leading to feelings of anxiety, depression, and shame. Victims may also feel like they have been taken advantage of and betrayed by those who recruited them into the scheme. Pyramid schemes can also damage personal relationships. Victims may have recruited friends and family members into the scheme, who also suffer financial loss. The guilt and shame of having involved loved ones in a fraudulent scheme can lead to strained relationships and even the breakdown of personal and professional connections. Participating in a pyramid scheme is illegal, and victims may face legal consequences for their involvement. Even if they were not aware that the scheme was fraudulent, they may still be held responsible for their actions. Victims may face fines, legal fees, and even imprisonment for their involvement in a pyramid scheme. Finally, victims of pyramid schemes may lose trust in others, including legitimate businesses and authority figures. The feeling of being deceived and manipulated can lead to a lack of trust in others and a general sense of cynicism towards business and authority. Participating in a pyramid scheme can have serious legal consequences. Pyramid schemes are illegal in many jurisdictions, and those who participate can face fines, imprisonment, or both. Let's take a closer look at the legal consequences of participating in a pyramid scheme. Let's start with the first consequence, which is criminal charges. In many jurisdictions, participating in a pyramid scheme is considered a criminal offense. Those who are caught participating in such schemes can face criminal charges, which can result in fines, imprisonment, or both. Criminal charges can have serious consequences for a person's personal and professional life, and may even result in the loss of certain rights, such as the right to vote or own a firearm. The second consequence is civil penalties. In addition to criminal charges, participants in a pyramid scheme may also face civil penalties. These penalties can take the form of fines, restitution, or damages. Civil penalties are intended to compensate those who have been harmed by the scheme and can be significant, depending on the amount of money that was lost. The third consequence is restitution. Restitution is a type of civil penalty that requires the participant in the pyramid scheme to pay back any money that they received as part of the scheme. This money is then distributed to those who were harmed by the scheme, such as the victims who lost their life savings. Restitution can be a significant amount of money, and failure to pay can result in additional legal consequences. The fourth one is loss of reputation. Participating in a pyramid scheme can also result in the loss of reputation. Those who participate in such schemes are often viewed as dishonest and untrustworthy, which can have negative consequences for their personal and professional relationships. Loss of reputation can also impact future job opportunities and may limit a person's ability to work in certain industries. If you are looking to make money, there are legitimate alternatives to pyramid schemes that you can explore. These alternatives may require more effort and time than a pyramid scheme, but they are legal and can provide long-term financial benefits. Let's take a look at some of these alternatives. The first alternative is legitimate business opportunities. There are many legitimate business opportunities available that allow individuals to start their own businesses and generate income. These opportunities may require an initial investment, such as a franchise or direct sales opportunity, but they offer the potential for long-term growth and success. Researching and carefully vetting any business opportunity is important to ensure it is not a pyramid scheme in disguise. The second alternative is investing in stocks or mutual funds. Investing in stocks or mutual funds can be an excellent way to grow your wealth over time. While investing does carry some risk, it can provide a steady return on investment if done correctly. It's important to do your research and consult with a financial advisor to determine the best investments for your financial goals and risk tolerance. Third alternative is freelancing or consulting. Freelancing or consulting can be a great way to use your skills and expertise to earn income. Many industries, such as writing, graphic design, and marketing, offer opportunities for individuals to work independently and offer their services to clients. This can provide the flexibility to work from home and set your own hours, while also generating income. Have you ever been involved in a pyramid scheme? Let us know down in the comments and show your experience to warn others. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next Explained.